Okay, let's talk about it. That feeling you get when your phone rings out of the blue. That split second of panic where you just stare at it, hoping it'll stop. Well, turns out you're in good company. And today we're going to dig into the real reason why that happens. And I'm willing to bet it's not what you think. So check this out. This one idea completely flips the script. It suggests that the whole issue isn't about being rude. It's not about social anxiety. It's actually about something much, much deeper. It's about how your brain is literally wired to process the world around you.
And that's exactly what we're doing here. It's called a cognitive reframe. We're taking this thing that so many people see as a social flaw, a problem, and we're looking at it in a whole new light, as a key feature of how some of the most focused brains actually work.
I love this way of thinking about it. You know, some computers have an OS built for gaming. Others are for heavy-duty video editing. Neither one is wrong. They're just optimized for different jobs. Your brain is kind of the same. This isn't about a lack of social skills. It's about having a brain that's just built for depth, not for constant distraction.
Okay, so let's get into the real heart of it, the why. Why does a random phone call feel like such a violation? Well, a lot of the time, it boils down to one simple, dreaded thing: the very high chance of getting sucked into small talk. And for some people, that feels like a total waste of brain power.
And this right here is the key to the whole puzzle: deep processing. Think about those times when you are completely in the zone. You're laser focused on solving a problem, or you're lost in a project, or just reading a fantastic book. That state of total engagement, that's deep processing. It's where your brain is doing its best, most meaningful work.
And boom, here's where it all connects. An unexpected phone call is like a wrecking ball to that deep processing state. It yanks you out of that focus and throws you into the shallow end of the pool with small talk. For a brain that's built to crave meaning and substance, that just feels incredibly inefficient. It's like using a NASA supercomputer to play solitaire. Yeah, it can do it, but what a waste, right?
So moving on, this is really important to get. This isn't just about what you prefer. There's a real, measurable cost every single time you're interrupted. Because what you're really doing is trying to manage a very finite resource: your mental energy.
The official term for this is cognitive load. Think of it as the amount of mental weight you're lifting at any given moment. Everything you do has a cognitive load. And an unscheduled phone call that demands you switch gears instantly, whoa, that creates a massive, sudden spike in cognitive load. And that's why it can feel so exhausting.
And this is the perfect analogy. Your active working memory is basically your brain's RAM. When you're in deep processing, you're using almost all of it to run a complex, important program. A sudden phone call is like some piece of junk software that pops up without permission and starts hogging 100% of your processing power. No wonder everything else grinds to a halt.
This chart just lays it all out so clearly. Look at the left side, phone calls. They're synchronous. It's happening right now. You have to react immediately. That means a super high cognitive load that completely shatters deep processing. Now look at the right, text and email. They're asynchronous. You get to them when you're ready. That means low cognitive load, a thought-out response, and most importantly, it protects your deep processing. It's night and day.
Which leads us to the bigger picture: cognitive bandwidth. If cognitive load is how much power an app is using, cognitive bandwidth is your brain's total battery life for the day. And for deep processors, protecting that battery life isn't just a nice idea. It is absolutely mission critical to think clearly and do great work.
So this is the point I really want you to take away. When you let that phone ring and go to voicemail, you're not being rude. You're not avoiding a conversation. You are being a good manager of your own brain. You're strategically deciding where to allocate your most precious resource. You're the CEO of your own focus.
Which, of course, brings us to that nagging question, right? The one that people who hate phone calls sometimes ask themselves. Or maybe they worry other people are thinking about them. After all this, are you just antisocial?
And the answer is a huge, resounding no. Absolutely not. And this is my favorite part, because this is where we take what the world might call a flaw and we reframe it into what it actually is: a feature, a genuine advantage.
Just let that sink in for a second. Read it again. You are not antisocial. You are simply protecting your cognitive bandwidth. It's a protective mechanism. You're not building a wall to keep people out. You're building a focused space so you can create, solve problems, and do work that actually matters.
And honestly, that's the whole story. Let me say it again because it's important. Your brain isn't broken. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just optimized for a different mode of operation. It's a brain that's wired for the deep end of the pool, not for the shallow, noisy, distracting part.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. Now that you know this isn't some personal failing, but a cognitive strength, how are you going to own it? How will you start to consciously protect your time for deep processing? How are you going to design your life to honor the way your brain works best? It's a powerful thing to think about. Thanks so much for tuning in.